This is Dave Daly for Downtown Salem Strong, and we're so excited to bring to you an interview with Sandra Burnett. She is the Executive Director of the Salem Art Association. And Sandra, we're here today on our 24 kickoff day, Friday, July 18th. And how has the day gone, and what's the energy today here at the park?
It's absolutely fabulous. A lot depends on weather for the art fair. And we've been blessed with a beautiful day, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. The place is thronging already, and it's pretty early on.
Yes.
We've just been open 2 hours.
Well, thank you very much. I know this event is highly produced by volunteers. And first of all, what would you like to say to all these volunteers out today of all age groups for pulling off this event?
Absolutely. A huge thank you to volunteers. I know it's a cliche, we say we can't do it without you, but we really can't do it without you. And 3,000 volunteers are involved in producing this art fair. The culturals that are here in the cultural corridor also have their platoons of volunteers that help them deliver their message, and we do too. And 3,000 volunteers is a big community effort.
Wow, and you know, what a funner. Nothing funner than being around art and exhibits and around music and food, and here in Busch Park, such a historical landmark in downtown Salem, to turn into such a central place for our entire community. So thank you to you, Sandra, for you and your executive team also for putting on this event. I know a lot of work goes into it year-round, and we want to give acknowledgement to some sponsors. We'll put a link here on screen. Many corporate partners believe in this event, love being around it, making it happen. What would you like to say to these sponsors that made this year possible?
Well, this is part of community building, and Spirit Mountain is our presenting sponsor, but we also have new sponsors this year. BMW is a new sponsor. We have Capital Auto Group is a sponsor. There's some significant sponsorships that's gone on here. Kettle Chips is another, but also the City of Salem participates both through the TOT fund.
Wow.
And also through just the effort that the various departments, Parks Department,
Yeah.
for instance, traffic control, all of this adds up to a huge community event.
Yeah, and especially those in Park and Rec who've been out here probably since the crack of dawn, getting things set up, and our police officers making sure our streets are safe. Thank you to them participating. And also let's tie in our neighbors, because we kind of take over the neighborhood around the park. What would you like to say to these neighbors who graciously allow us to come and maybe inconvenience their driveway, but to create such a wonderful event here? What would you say to our neighbors?
Well, I hope it's an event for them too. The parking does get difficult. We try to keep people off of their driveways. But yes, I just love the way the neighbors participate in their own way. Mm-hmm. There's a thing about tidying your gardens, making your lawns look nice, making Salem feel proud, and that's just fabulous. And the neighbors are as much a part of this event as anyone.
That's wonderful. And looking behind us here, very full participation today. Everyone's coming out, and to these vendors and artists, what would you want to say to each artist and vendor who's here today, who make up a little bit of how the overall experience happens? What do you want to say to these artist partners?
Well, the artists, I really commend them, because we get over 600 applicants for 200 booths.
Wow.
So it's a very, very competitive process that's done by blind jury.
Wow.
So no, there's no special favors here. Everybody gets in entirely on merit. And each year there's a different jury, so there's no carryover of I like to see this, and so it goes year by year.
Wow.
It's a different jury every year, and it's a blind jury.
Wow.
So everyone you see here has come through that process, and it's pretty rigorous. We have artists here from across the nation. We have international artists that have come from Canada, Israel.
We did too.
It's a lot of energy brought to Salem.
Wow.
As a relatively small city. This is a huge event that brings this huge window into the arts.
Yes.
Every year, and the community gets to participate in different ways and enjoy it at the same time.
Wow. And for you yourself as an artist, what type of art is your favorite?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an artist. But what art is my favorite? It's the art you like. And it can be anything. It can be a painting. It can be a piece of pottery, it can be, it can be anything. It's what resonates.
Yeah.
So for me, I love it. Over the course of the 3 days, I get to visit every booth.
Yes.
And see what's all out there. It's a great treat for me.
Wow. And to our audiences, this is their biggest event of the year, but the Salem Art Association has events all year round. And we're going to put the URL on screen because obviously this is our signature event for the year, but you do so many other events in our community around art and keeping our artists in the community visibility. And thank you so much again from our community for championing that art is a big part of our culture and our community. And anyone of your team or volunteers who comes to mind that you'd also like to just give special acknowledgement who's really gone over and above this year?
Well, I think the board always does, and the board this year they help with the booth sitting and with artist hospitality.
Great.
But the board is here for us all year round, and they come to our events. They're on committees that support this: the Bush House Committee,
Yes.
Galleries Committee, Community Arts and Education. We put our teachers in the schools.
Yeah.
And so the board participates on every single level, and that can't be underestimated what a difference that makes.
Yeah, and again, they're volunteers, these board members, and we'll end our segment here with more information about the association, but also if you want to volunteer at this event or future events, we'll want you to get connected because it's really the spirit of arts and contribution in our community. So thank you very much, Sandra, for taking a few minutes to talk to us today, and we'll be bringing other interviews with other participants and another digital window into this year's Festival of Arts. And for more great stories happening here in downtown, visit downtownsalemstrong.com. Thank you.